Good morning from Gail's Garden Herbs and More. That, my friends, is skullcap, which I've already harvested twice. You usually get 2 harvests a year. You harvest when it just starts blooming, and it almost looks like it's starting to bloom for a 3rd time. It is skullcap, and I told you I would talk a little more on that, so I'm going to do this video on skullcap. I'm hoping this will spread more. Skullcap likes a nice moist soil, so I put it in this little pool that used to be Duck's pool, and so it will hold more moisture longer. I also have ginger in here because ginger likes moist, not wet but moist, and then some purslane decided it would pop in there and grow, and it seems to be doing pretty well. I eat a lot of purslane, so it's welcome. And yeah, this is what we're going to be talking about, is skullcap. Okay, I wanted to get a closer look at the blossoms, but they're closed right now. Well, let's see. This one's starting to open here. You can almost see they're so tiny. Let me see if I can get it to where it's going to blur instead of going where it needs to go, but there we go. The reason they call it skullcap, it almost looks like a little cap. It's really hard to tell right now. They need to be a little bigger, and these plants are just coming out of a heavy harvest, so there's not, the blossoms aren't they don't get real big, but a tiny bit bigger where you can see them better. But it has, like, if it would open up for me. Come on. Focus. Almost looks like a little skullcap. Most of those are closed, but let's go on. We're going to talk a little bit about this. Okay, we're back. I ran off some information I want to kind of share a little bit with you. I'm not super familiar with skullcap as I am maybe more some other herbs. I haven't. This is the first year of harvesting and doing anything with it on my own. I have used it in pill form for one of my pets, but I know that it's supposed to help. Like, I use valerian a lot, but it kind of makes me, I don't know, I didn't like to use valerian and then get up and go to work, because it takes me a little bit to kind of come out of it and that kind of thing. Although I like valerian at times, I don't use it a lot, but occasionally. But one of the things that skullcap does that I'm really looking forward to trying, I'm making my own tincture, by the way. And what I did was I started making a tincture with some, then I got a second harvest just a few weeks later, so I just added that and more alcohol, and it'll be double strength, which is good, because, I don't know, just because you can do that. But, yeah, so one of the things I was getting ready to say, they say that skullcap is an herb that will, like, if your mind is going and going and going and you can't quit thinking and you just want to relax and go to sleep. Well, I do that a lot. I get to thinking about things and I just don't let my mind shut off where I can go to sleep. And we need to be able to sleep, because too much sleep's not good. But you need to get sleep so your brain can clean itself out. That's what it does at night. It cleans junk out of the brain at night. Your brain actually shrinks a little bit at night. And these passageways where it starts a cleaning thing and it cleans out. And just a lot of things happen at night when you're asleep. If you notice, if you're trying to lose weight, if you don't sleep, you don't lose weight. You also need to sleep to lose weight if you're wanting to lose weight. You need to sleep to refresh your body, to rebuild, including your brain. So sleep's important, and a lot of times I can't get a good deep sleep because my brain just doesn't want to stop. So I made some tincture. We're going to try it. I'll do a follow-up video later, maybe this winter sometime when I'm using it more. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. There's been tests done on skullcap. They did a placebo-controlled double-blind on 43 participants, and it reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression, and some of the the individuals without causing any reduction in energy or cognition. And I've heard that before about this, so that's why with the valerian, and I love valerian. Oh, there's a beautiful little bird just landed over here by me. Oh, hello, little bird. You got a little bitty hat. I think it's called a titmouse. Anyway, yeah, it helps your mood, whereas valerian didn't. I couldn't think real clear when I first got up for the first hour or so. So I'm hoping Skullcap doesn't do that. And valerian really didn't stop my mind. It made my body relax, but it really didn't stop my mind that much from just, it wouldn't let it stop and let me go to sleep, you know. So I'm going to try it with Skullcap. We'll see. As far as safety in pregnancy and breastfeeding, there's no specific contradictions mentioned in the traditional literature about that. There's not been any concerns that's been identified. I'm not saying there is not any concerns. They're just, as far as I can find, there hasn't been any identified yet on that. Your general safety on, it's called Scutellaria is the official name for Skullcap. And it seems to be very, very safe. With no common adverse reactions or anything. So, yeah, sounds good to me. Generally, it's considered safe even at 1 or 2 grams a day. So, but your doses, they typically range from 1 to 500 milligrams. And that's of the above the ground part of the herb. That's the part that you use, the leaves and the flowers. It's native to Midwestern and Eastern United States. The Cherokee used to boil the Native Americans use the herb a little bit differently. We use it more as a to stop anxiety or that type of thing. But the Cherokee used to boil the root to treat diarrhea, kidney problems, and breast pains. And the Iroquois made an infusion of the powdered roots to treat smallpox. So, you know, could probably use it for other things too as well. In old times, the doctors really held this herb in high esteem. It was the 19th and early 20th century. It was predominantly used as a nervine, you know, to calm your nerves and stuff. Nervousness caused by physical ailments and mental exhaustion, as well as heart disorders caused or exacerbated by accompanied uncontrolled muscular action, tremors, convulsions, and different things, involuntary, rapid, jerky, forceful movements caused by Huntington's disease or other causes. So it's a very, very, used to be very well-known herb. People aren't into herbs as much as they used to be, but they're starting to get there again. People are tired of the drugs that they give you today, the side effects and all that, whereas your herbs, you don't usually have that. I mean, you have to be careful with herbs because they can be very powerful and they need to be used in the right way, but a lot of them, I use a lot of my herbs just with my cooking and stuff because it's so good for you. Herbs are a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I'm really excited about the Skullcap. So just wanted to share a few things that I found out about it and what I'm doing with it. And yeah, it's fairly new. Like I said, to me, this is my first year harvesting in it and actually doing something with it. I'm making this tincture, so I'll have this tincture this winter, and actually before if I need it. And that's that. And I bid you all adieu and have a great day, and I hope that you do some experimenting and try some Skullcap yourself. Bye-bye now.